Whoa, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of An Entrepreneur's Journey. My name is Nicholas Coriano. I'm here to make 1 billion millionaires. I read it in a book. Hey, you got goals, I got goals, right? So today I'm going to talk about confidence, how to build confidence. And I got 2 tips for you guys on how to build confidence. Number 1, create an alter ego, right? This sounds crazy, but I got an alter ego, right? My name is Nicholas Coriano, but sometimes at night, I got to open up the vest and I got to give them Nicky Nice. Check that out. You can check out the .com too. My point is, Nicky Nice is my alter ego, right? Obviously, right? But Nicky Nice is more than an alter ego. He's a guy who thinks that anything is possible. Yes, I am talking in the third person. He's a guy that thinks anything is possible. He's a guy that doesn't take no for an answer. He's a guy that calls himself the dream catcher. Mr. Failure is not an option, right? This is a guy whose mental is so focused and so stern on his goals that nothing can get in his way. Why do you create an alter ego? Well, sometimes the real you just can't handle it, right? And that's okay. Life is tough, man. There's a lot of times where you have to step out of your body, step out of your shell, and become that superhero that you guys see on TV, right? So I think this is a great tip. I know a lot of people that do it. If you look at a lot of celebrities, they kind of inherently have this alter ego, right? Puffy's got P. Diddy and Sean Combs, right? There's a lot of guys. The list can go on, right? Even DJ Khaled is a alter ego to his real name, whatever his real name is, right? But my point is, you have to sometimes step out of your shell. And if you can create this persona that everything's positive, everything's going to go good, you're going to take on your challenges, right? No matter what field, what job, what goals you're trying to accomplish, that's my first tip of the day, right? So when I talk about building confidence, create an alter ego, create another person that does have confidence. And that person, when you step into that shell, that's why a lot of times you guys see me with the sunglasses. This is kind of like, I turn it on. You feel me? There's nothing's going wrong today, right? Everything's going to be gravy. We're going to reach our highest dreams. We're going to reach our highest goals, right? And no one's going to tell me anything about it. That's why I put these on. These are really to block negativity, to block the haters. I don't want to have a conversation with people that don't think that 13 figures is possible. I don't want to have a conversation with people that, think that I'm out of my league. I don't need that. And I've had this work for me several times. My alter ego has gotten me, my wife has gotten me into law school. When I was graduating business school, it was, man, I don't want to date myself here, but it was 2009. I'm in Connecticut. And my goal was to work for a major Wall Street firm. I wanted to go and work on Wall Street. That was my goal, right? And I'm graduating the University of Connecticut in 2009. Now, somebody Google 2009 to give you a perspective of where Wall Street was at. It was the collapse, right? There was a collapse. There was a big collapse. And the number one industry that was going out of business were the banks. All the banks were shutting down. And people would not believe what I heard when I graduated as a finance major. I mean, I actually got people showing me sympathy for graduating college as a finance major. I had to get the alter ego out, right? I had to get it out and say, I don't want to hear nothing. I'm going to go work for a major Wall Street firm. I'm going to go to 11 Wall Street, right? And I did. I ended up working for the New York Stock Exchange, probably the biggest Wall Street company I could work for at the time, right? That and the NASDAQ. But I set my sights on it. I didn't deter. I didn't shoot low, right? I only applied to major Wall Street firms, and I ended up getting the job. I don't think it was me. I think it was my alter ego, because me, I would have been a little more timid. I would have played it safe, whereas my alter ego, he got an ego. My alter ego got an ego. You feel me? Okay, so that's 1. Number 2, for building credibility and confidence, right? So confidence really comes from knowing where you stand. I wasn't just blatantly confident that I was going to get a job at Wall Street, right? I wasn't just blatantly confident that I was going to build a real estate portfolio. I kind of had some ideas of what I was doing. I had already tried certain things. I had an internship the year before for Wall Street, right? I had researched a lot about land, whatever it may be. So my point is, with confidence, the reason people have confidence is because they tried it, right? And they've already been there. It's easy to have confidence in winning a championship game when you won the last 3 years, right? So you go in, you already know what it's like. So let me show you guys something about this. Now, I explained this before, right? How to build confidence. But I've termed it in another video about how to learn new things. But this is the same thing, right? So confidence comes when you're really good at something, okay? And when you first start something, here's the problem with confidence. Regardless of whether you're asking someone out on a date, or you're applying to schools, or you're looking for a new job, or you're trying to build something, right, brand new that you've never done before. The problem with confidence is you usually don't have it at the start because you haven't done it, right? So my point is, the more you try something, the better you get at something, right? So this is how good you are at something. This is the scale of 0. That means you have no talent at whatever it is. Now, this chart could be anything. Like I said, it could be drawing, right? It could be computer programming, whatever it may be. You have absolutely no talent at it when you haven't started. And then this is the area where you have a lot of talent. So we're going to call this your efficiency, how good you are at it on a scale of 1 to 100. Okay? And this is time. Okay? This time is broken down by how many times you actually tried it. So let's say we're talking about sports, right? I don't play a lot of sports. I don't watch a lot of sports. I like to accomplish my goals, and that just happens not to be my goal. But let's say your goal is sports or coding or anything it is, right? So the first 5 to 10 times you try, right? Let's call this 10 times. So let's say in terms of a basketball game or a baseball game or coding a website, the first time you do it, right, you have little experience. So what this graph shows you here, this is the first time, right? And then by the time the 5th time you do it, you still have very little experience. To the 10th time you do it, you still have little experience. And this area right here, I call the idiot stage. That's what that says in there. Idiot stage. This is where you're an idiot at something. You feel stupid at something, right? This phase is the killer of confidence. This stage is the killer of accomplishing goals, right? You hear me in my videos a lot say, or on my Twitter say a lot, fail fast and pivot, fail fast and pivot. This is why, because no matter what you're trying, when you first start, you're an idiot at it, right? So this kills your confidence. No one likes to feel like an idiot. No one likes to feel like an idiot, man. Me included, everyone. I don't care who you are. No one likes this feeling. The problem is it stops them, right? If you're on 2, 3, 4, and you quit as an idiot. And now what it does is it not only it does something to your mental, right? It makes you feel even more worthless than you were when you were here. So it can actually take you down to the negative 1, negative 2, right? Where you feel really stupid. So this is the point. The point is, once you get past this, you're into the, let's call it around 25, right? And this varies depending on what you're trying to do. But once you try something 25 times, I call this the comfortable stage. Sorry for mine. Right? So this stage here is the comfortable stage. This is where you're not nervous about picking up the basketball. You're not nervous about opening up the back end of a computer if you're coding. You're not nervous about going to the gym if you're talking about working out. You're not nervous about taking the test if you've taken enough tests before because you've tried it 25 times, right? So these reiterations can also be called practice, right? I like to call them reiterations because you got to try it again and again and again, but it also can be summed up as practice. So once you get to the 100 mark here, right, as you can tell, we're going up the graph, right? So here, at 10 times, you're in the idiot phase, but you're still not good at something, right? This is 100%. So if you look at where you are on the scale, you're still not at 100%, okay? Once you get to the comfortable stage, you're getting closer. This really should go up, right? So you can demonstrate the graph, right? You're getting closer to that 100%. And then you get to this phase, right? Once you get to this phase, right? Once you get up here, now you're there. Let's get to the 100, right? So this is what they call what I like to call excellent or the smart phase. And I'll tell you why. Because once you get here, people think you're really smart or talented. There's a couple synonyms I use here. Right? So you call it what you want. The talented and some of these things mix up, right? But around here, they start looking at you. Let's say you're talking about derivatives in finance or calculus, right? Once you've done 100 problems, they're going to start looking at you as really smart. They're going to start saying, man, this guy's really smart. This woman's really smart, right? Once you shot the ball 100 times and you start getting in a majority of the baskets, they're going to say, man, this guy's really talented, right? This guy's really talented. Or this guy's excellent at putting together cars, right? Or painting cars, whatever it may be. But this is because you tried it 100 times, right? This is because you tried it 100 times. Now, a quick point on this note here. This 100% efficiency or being really good at something, being excellent at something, doesn't mean you shoot 100 for 100, right? It doesn't mean that every time Michael Jordan shot the ball, he made it in. This isn't 100%, right? This is just a scale. This isn't 100%. This is just a scale. So what that means is once you get to here, right, like I said, Wayne Gretzky, when he shot the puck, he didn't make it in every time, but he made it in a majority of the time. And what I found out is that, and I'm sure if you follow sports or if you follow any kind of other analogy, that you don't have to be 100%, right? You don't have to never miss, right? Your goal is to get really good at something, really talented, and that comes from practice. So in these phases, you're going to fail. You're going to fail a lot. And this phase will kill any kind of confidence, any kind of dream. And your goal is to get out smart, right? You're born stupid, but staying stupid is the problem, right? So I hope this helps you guys build confidence and understand that practice builds confidence. Confidence comes from a place of going from the idiot stage to comfortable to a place where people start thinking that you're natural at it, where you're excellent at it. And again, this doesn't mean you're going 100%, right? It doesn't mean that you every website you build was the best website, or every app that you developed was the best app, or every piece of clothing that you designed, if you're a fashion designer, was a hit. This just means a majority of them were, right? So when you get to this level, understand that you still could be 50. In baseball, batting 500 is good. It's really, really good. What does that mean? That means half the time they hit the ball. Half the time. And this is obvious, right? Because the first 10 times they tried, they probably didn't hit the ball. And over here, they probably hit the ball maybe 25% of the time. So by the time they got to 100, out of the 100, they probably only hit the ball half the times. But that's all it takes to get to this excellent level. That's all it takes to get to this talented level, right? That's all it takes for people to start calling you smart. And that will build your confidence, right? So if you want to ask a girl out, try 100 times. If you want to build a website, try 100 times, right? That will help build your confidence. I hope this was helpful. My name is Nicholas Coriano. Follow me on Twitter at Nicholas Coriano. If you have any comments on this, put it in the YouTube section. If you think you're funny, write a funny comment in the YouTube section. Check out my blog, www.pushyourrank.com on Blogger. And we will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in, guys.